Together, we are genius.
Hi, I'm Melissa, People Director for Genius Sports. Welcome to our video on diversity and inclusion. In this short video, we will cover what D&I is, why it's important to us at Genius, and the role you all play in creating a diverse and inclusive culture.
What does diversity and inclusion mean? Equal opportunities entails providing everyone with an equitable chance to thrive, irrespective of their individual attributes or their upbringing. Diversity involves actively cultivating a broad and inclusive culture and a workforce that mirrors the surrounding community. Inclusion involves acknowledging, appreciating, and commemorating the uniqueness of every individual. If diversity is inviting everyone in your neighbourhood to the party, it's also asking everyone to dance.
We can also be influenced by unconscious bias. Unconscious bias refers to the automatic and often unintentional judgments or preferences one holds towards certain groups or individuals based on societal stereotypes and personal experiences.
Diversity and inclusion is built into Genius's DNA and is part of our everyday culture. It's important for us to create a safe space within our business, enabling authenticity and empowering everyone to be their best. We currently run 4 affinity groups, which cover gender equality, race equality, LGBTQ+, and disabilities or different abilities. These groups are made up of individuals from each community or background, as well as allies that support that affinity group's journey. We recognise and celebrate events associated with each group, such as Black History Month, Pride, World Disability Day, and Neurodiversity Celebration Week, amongst others. We also use our platform to raise awareness and raise money for these causes outside of Genius, making a positive impact externally. We appreciate things aren't where we would like them to be, but we are learning, open to feedback, and are on a journey.
D&I is important because it creates an open, positive culture and environment. It promotes a breadth of ideas, experience, language, and outlooks, and because we're a global company with a global client base, and we should have attitudes that align with them. Here are some key universal stats from outside of Genius about the impact of D&I on a business. 48% of employees believe that respect is the most essential factor at work, and that comes from a culture of inclusion. 75% of employees believe more diversity will improve the creativity of a business. 60% of companies have metrics in place to measure the successes of D&I. 67% of candidates consider workplace diversity an important consideration when considering a job opportunity. All of these show that D&I is ingrained in a lot of our decision making and more than we realise, hence its importance. It also shows that recognising diversity and respecting diversity by inclusion is something that is important to a lot of people.
There are specific diverse groups that are underrepresented within our Genius population, so diversity does focus on these groups. As mentioned earlier, these are gender equality, LGBTQ+, race equality, and disability or different abilities. This list is not exhaustive, and we are open to adding additional groups into the mix. So please do feedback to your people partner if you feel we should set up an additional group or be recognising a particular event in our D&I calendar.
There are 4 main types of discrimination, and Genius takes a zero tolerance to any of these if found. Direct discrimination, indirect discrimination, harassment and victimisation. We'll now explain what some of these terms mean. Harassment is an unwanted conduct and can be related to a protected characteristic which has the purpose or effect of violating a person's dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating or offensive environment. Sexual harassment is either unwanted conduct of a sexual nature, which has an effect of treating a person less favourably because she or he rejects or submits to unwanted conduct of a sexual nature. It's important to note that there does not have to be intent, and the behaviour can occur outside the office, on the weekend, or at work-related social occasions. Victimisation is where a person suffers a detriment because they made a protected act. A protected act could be making allegations of discrimination, supporting allegations of discrimination, or bringing discrimination proceedings. Protection against victimisation is not provided if the claim is made in bad faith, meaning the person who made the claim knew that it was false.
We expect all geniuses to treat each other with respect. We recognise the importance of diverse talent in our hiring and promotion practices. We will create an inclusive environment where people can express themselves, being open, honest, and respectful. We would love our geniuses to adopt an allyship approach to support their colleagues, even if they are different to them.
We believe in Team Genius. We want everyone to bring different views and ideas to the table because that's what makes us who we are. We develop and promote a positive culture at work for everyone based on personal respect and dignity. So what role do you play at Genius? Be aware of how your own behavior may affect others. Don't assume because you aren't affected or offended that others are not. Speak up if you think inappropriate behavior is occurring. You can become an ally in any of our 4 affinity groups. Be conscious of the language and body language you use. It might be subconscious, but it still has an impact. Don't use or encourage office banter that might cross or approach the line. Treat your colleagues with fairness, dignity, and respect. Finally, ensure you have a good understanding of our code of conduct and related policies.
Remember, we are here to help. If you do not feel comfortable to raise it informally with the person responsible, or the matter is serious or persistent, please speak to your line manager and/or a member of the people team. You can find relevant contacts via the people team page on Arena. It will be treated confidentially and suggested next steps will be shared or agreed with you, mainly to ensure you have control and input and they can provide confidential advice and deal with the situation as necessary.
Thanks for listening and for helping to create a diverse and inclusive culture at Genius.